Hello, friends. How are you? I hope all of you are having a nice time and are quite safe. Uh, in continuation with the topic of n factor, we have already placed lot many videos, almost 5 7 videos I have already added in the last few weeks, where I covered all the cases pertaining to n factor of any oxidizing agent or reducing agent. So we already have dealt these 3 4 5 cases. So this is the 5 cases we have discussed where a given substance when act as an oxidizing or reducing agent or both, how to find its n factor, because why we require n factor to find out the equivalent weight of substance. So equivalent weight of substance is molecular weight of that substance when behaving like an oxidizing agent or reducing agent or an acid or an base, whatever it is, divided by its n factor. So in continuation with that, I'm in today's video I shall be passing one more case which we are left with is the case of comp proportionation reactions. So let us see what exactly is comp proportionation reactions. So comp proportionation reactions are those in which you could see here are those in which a given element present in one or more reactant, a given element present in one or more reactant with different oxidation state turn up to give the same element with same oxidation state. What does it mean? एक एलिमेंट जो डिफरेंट ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट्स का है और वो एक या डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स रिएक्टेंट्स में पड़ा है, दे टर्न अप टू गिव द सेम एलिमेंट in same oxidation state. So what I am trying to say, it is totally reverse of disproportionation reaction. So that also was very interesting case of disproportionation reaction. Those who are new and have not subscribed yet, so please subscribe to my channel so that you could get the latest notification as and when new video is made by me, and you are going to receive it. So in the last video you can check with the link given above that we last case was the case of disproportionation. Now what this definition is suggesting us, what exactly it is saying. So say for example, if you have ammonium nitrate and you heat it, this tend to give you this compound. For this particular reaction, we already have done a small trick also, which I am going to tell you once again, although that trick is already been shared with you in the video number 3 of N series playlist. So or you have ammonium nitrite, if you heat it, this tend to give you this compounds. Now first let me suggest what exactly is comp proportionation reaction. So firstly I would like to write the oxidation states here. This is -3, this is +5, and this is +1. So now see here, those reactions in which a given element present in one or more reactant. So the reactant here is one only, but the given element I am referring to is nitrogen. This nitrogen is undergoing oxidation as well as reduction, but in the given substrate, it is present in different oxidation state. During the reaction, it is going to give you the nitrogen, but that nitrogen which we get on the product side is having the same oxidation state. So this is going from -3 to +1. So that means it is undergoing oxidation, and this is going from +5 to again +1. So this is reduction. So I think the viewpoint is clear that the same element which is in different oxidation state turn up to give the same element but with the same oxidation state. So it is somewhat or totally reverse of the disproportionation reaction. So this is what you are having it, because this is what we are supposed to tell you. This is comp proportionation reaction. Now again, if you could see here, this is again -3 ammonium ion, and this nitrite ion is in +3 oxidation state. Here it is in 0 oxidation state. So this goes from this side to this side. And for these two reactions, you also may refer to the video number 3 where we have discussed this particular case, if you could recall, that is of ammonium dichromate. Ammonium dichromate, if is heated, it is going to give you nitrogen along with the Cr2O3 along with your 4 waters. So I think the reaction is perfectly balanced. Here it is going from -3 to 0 and +6 to +3. So this was the video where we have discussed, but it is not comproportionation. It is not comproportionation reaction, but I'm just making you feel one important point which I want to share it with you once again, is that whenever you have ammonium salt with some oxidizing anion, ammonium salt is with some oxidizing anion. Now, what do I mean by oxidizing anion? Any anion which have the tendency to go into the lower oxidation state. So if you could see that NO2 negative, or for that matter NO3 negative, in both of these the nitrogen is in +5 or +3 oxidation state, and in both of these cases this can go to lower oxidation state. This can go to lower oxidation state, and this could also go to lower oxidation state. When any anion has the tendency to go to lower oxidation state, that means it can be acting as an oxidizing anion. So whenever you have ammonium salt with some oxidizing anion, then the point of interest or a tip to remember is whatever hydrogens it would be having, that much number of hydrogens would definitely go out on heating as water. So you have four hydrogens here, so four hydrogens here, so that means two water could go out, so water goes out, and now what you are left with is two nitrogen and one oxygen. This is the tip to remember. Similarly, this again here you have hydrogens, four hydrogens, so four hydrogens could go out as water, like two water. If you take out two water, so that means four hydrogen has gone out as water. So there are two oxygens, so you are left with two nitrogens. Similarly, I did here also. How many hydrogens you have here? 8 hydrogens, so I could take out 4 water. Once I take out 4 water, I would be left with chromium. So chromium's oxide is Cr2O3, which it goes to, and you are left with nitrogen. So this is a tip which has already been shared with you. Now coming back to the comproportionation reaction, this is going from -3 to 0. That means it underwent oxidation, and this is going from +3 to 0, so this also is undergoing reduction. So that means that these two cases, case 1 and case 2, are the cases of comproportionation reaction. Now coming on to the viewpoint of n factor, so if I am interested to find the n factor for, let's say, for this particular reaction, first let me take it this one. So 2 water would go out, so this is in -3 oxidation state, and this is in uh, +5 oxidation state. So this is going from -3 to +1, and this is going from +5 to, you could say here, +1. So +5 to +1, if it is going, it is gaining 4 electrons, and -3 to -1, if it is going, it is losing 4 electrons. So how many electrons are being exchanged? Or you can simply do it this way also, that you have two nitrogen atoms. One nitrogen atom is of -3, another nitrogen atom is of +5, and it is going to two nitrogens. Both of that two nitrogens are in zero oxidation state. So this is going from -3 to +1. Sorry, both of these nitrogens are in +1 oxidation state. I beg your pardon. So this is +1 oxidation state. Let me write it, or would write it little more neatly. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is +1. This also is +1. So it is going from -3 to +1. So that means it has lost 4 electrons. And this is going again from +5 to +1. So that means it is gaining 4 electrons. So both of these nitrogens are present in 1 mole. They are present in 1 mole of ammonium nitrate. So that means how many electrons are being exchanged? 4 electrons are being exchanged. So how to write the n factor? Number of electrons exchanged divided by number of moles of substance taken. So it would be 4 by 1. So the n factor here is 4 for this particular case of ammonium nitrate. Similarly, if you happen to write it for ammonium nitrite goes to, so the tip to remember on heating, whatever ammonium salt, ammonium nitrite it is, so whatever hydrogens you have, that would go out as water. So you are left with two nitrogen atoms, so you put two nitrogen here. So simply now you have to see it is going from -3, this is +3. So it is going from -3 to 0. If it goes from -3 to 0, what it had done, it has lost 3 electrons. And this is going from +3 to 0, so this has gained 3 electrons. So that means how many electrons are being exchanged? Number of electron exchanged are 3 between the 1 mole, so the n factor for this particular compound is 3. So in case somebody asks you the equivalent weight of ammonium nitrate during this reaction, it would be molar mass divided by 3. Now let me take one more example which you come across in surface chemistry during the formation of colloids. That is the case of when hydrogen sulfide is passed through SO2 gas. A sulfur colloid is formed along with the formation of water. So this again is a very beautiful case. I have a bad habit, or you could say good habit or bad habit, it is you to decide, but I would try to take all those reactions which are there in your NCRT so that you could feel that how important are these redox reactions. So now see here, here you have sulfur in -2 oxidation state, sulfur here is in +4 oxidation state. So, and here the sulfur is in 0 oxidation state. So this is a question, or this is a particular reaction which is used in the surface chemistry during the formation of sulfur colloids. Uh, Sulfur goes from -1 to 0 or -2 to 0. So that means it is undergoing oxidation. And here sulfur is going from +4 to 0. So it is undergoing reduction. So now, as we have discussed many times in the previous videos, if you want to find its n factor, because it is acting as a reducing agent, here it is acting as an oxidizing agent. So as a reducing agent, if you want to do it with the formula which we defined in the last videos, you can refer to. We took the mod and then we take the negative sign in center. So there is one sulfur atom which is in -2 oxidation state. That one sulfur atom went to 0 oxidation state. So the n factor came out to be 2. And for this oxidizing agent, if I want to use that formula again, mod and the negative sign. So here what is there? There is one sulfur which is going from +4 to 0. So the n factor is 4. So what it simply says that during this reaction, if you happen to do it this way, H2S plus SO2 goes to sulfur plus water, we have wrote that the n factor here is 2 and n factor here is 4. What it simply means? It simply means during this reaction, H2S, 1 mole of H2S is going to lose 2 electrons and 1 mole of SO2 is going to gain 4 electrons. So this is to be cross multiplied. So you can simply write it here as 4 and this as to be 2. So in doing so, how many sulfur did you get? You get 6 sulfur atoms. So I shall place 6 atoms here, and for hydrogens, I would place it here. So simply it got balanced also. Now, if you want to do a little more dissection of this, you can say there are sulfur. This is 4 sulfur, which is in -2 oxidation state, and there are 2 sulfur which is in +4 oxidation state. All of them are going to 0 oxidation state. Now this 6 sulfur, so you can also write it like this if you want, just to have an understanding of the thing. So out of this 6 sulfur, you can place 2 sulfurs, which we did for the disproportionation in the previous slides when we go from this side to that side. So that is what you call it as disproportionation. So this you can write it like this. So what I can say here is 4 sulfur atoms which are going from -2 to 0. That means 4 into, they have lost, 1 mole has lost 2 electrons. So that means 4 moles have lost 8 electrons. So this 4 sulfur, there are 2 sulfur atoms of +4 oxidation state. They are going to 0 oxidation state. So we may say that 1 mole of sulfur 4 positive is gaining 4 electrons, and such sulfurs are 2 in number, so they are gaining how many electrons? Plus 8 electrons. So total there is exchange of 8 electrons. So the 8 electrons are exchanged. Now what I am trying to say is that during this reaction, how many moles of electrons has been exchanged? So in this balanced equation, the total exchange of electron happened to be 8 electrons. Did you get the point? So that is what I am trying to say. So I hope you have understood what the disproportionation reactions are. Now I am leaving you with one homework question. You could try it at your place, that if you have permanganate ion treated with Mn2 positive in acidic medium, if it goes to MnO2, so you have to find the N factor for this. You need to find the N factor for this one and for this one. So is it a comp proportionation? Yes, it is comp proportionation because it is going from +7 to +4 and as well as +2 to +4. And if I keep on saying it this, I will solve it. So I will leave it to you with this question. So I hope you have enjoyed today's session. And in the upcoming session, we are going to discuss lot many good, interesting, mazedar questions of redox. Thanks a lot for watching me and hope to see you in next video. Bye bye. Stay safe. Take good care of yourself.